What if I told you a private island in the Caribbean wasn't just a luxury retreat for billionaires, but a crime scene hidden in plain sight? What if presidents, princes, CEOs, and global power brokers were flying there and no one stopped it? And what if the man at the center of it all never stood trial? This is not fiction. This is the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. And the story is far from over. The Island of Secrets. In 1998, a wealthy financier purchased a 75-island acre in the U.S. Virgin Islands for around $8 million. Little St. James. From above, it looked like paradise. White beaches, luxury villas, helipad, private docks, high walls, high security. But locals gave it another name. They called it Pedophile Island. Over the years, serious allegations emerged that underage girls were trafficked to the island and abused. Victims later testified that they were recruited with promises of money, jobs, and opportunities. Many were teenagers. Some were as young as 14. They described a system, a pyramid structure, one girl recruiting another, payments for bringing new friends. This wasn't random, it was organized. Who was Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein didn't start as a billionaire. He began as a math teacher in Brooklyn. But somehow he entered elite financial circles. Soon he was advising billionaires, managing mysterious wealth, building connections at the highest levels of power. His social circle reportedly included former U.S. presidents, business tycoons, scientists, royal figures, global politicians. Photos show him at parties, in mansions, on private jets, at exclusive events. He wasn't just wealthy, he was connected, very connected. The 2005 break. For years, everything stayed hidden. Until 2005, a 14-year-old girl reported abuse to police in Florida. What began as one complaint turned into dozens. Investigators uncovered multiple victims. By 2006, the FBI launched an investigation. The charges were serious: sex trafficking of minors. The case appeared strong. But then, something happened behind closed doors. The secret deal. In 2008, Epstein accepted a plea deal. He pled guilty to lesser charges. He served just 13 months in jail, not in a high-security federal prison, but in a private wing with work release privileges, allowed out of jail for hours a day. The deal was controversial. Victims were not informed. Immunity was reportedly extended to unnamed associates. Many legal experts later called it one of the most shocking plea agreements in modern U.S. history. Questions began. Who protected him? Why was the deal sealed? Who benefited? The journalist who refused to let it die. For years, the story faded, until investigative journalists reopened it. In 2018, detailed reporting exposed how the justice system failed the victims. Public outrage grew. New victims came forward. Federal prosecutors in New York reopened the case. In July 2019, Epstein was arrested again, this time on federal sex trafficking charges. He faced decades in prison. Finally, accountability seemed possible. But then, the death. On August 10, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his jail cell. Official ruling: suicide. But the circumstances raised serious concerns. Security cameras malfunctioned. Guards reportedly fell asleep. Protocols were not followed. The phrase, "Epstein didn't kill himself," spread across the internet. Conspiracy theories exploded. Was he silenced? Did he have damaging information? Was there a client list? Was there blackmail? No definitive proof has confirmed those theories, but public trust was shaken. The files. For years, activists and journalists demanded transparency. Court documents were gradually unsealed. Names appeared, not necessarily as criminals, but as associates, contacts, or flight passengers. Important clarification: appearing in document does not prove wrongdoing. Many people named have denied knowledge of crimes. However, the public asked a deeper question. If nothing improper happened, why the secrecy? Why the redactions? Why the resistance to full disclosure? Power and networks. The Epstein scandal revealed something bigger than one man. It exposed how elite networking works. Private jets, exclusive islands, political fundraisers, philanthropic events. Influence is built quietly. Deals are discussed privately. Reputations are protected strategically. This wasn't just about crime. It was about access. Access to power, access to leaders, access to decision makers, and possibly leverage, global fallout. As documents surfaced, political pressure rose in multiple countries. Some figures faced investigations, some resigned from positions, others denied involvement. In the United States, political divisions shaped reactions. Supporters and critics debated, was this accountability or political weaponization? The truth became entangled with politics, and once politics enters a scandal, clarity becomes harder to find. The bigger question. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Epstein is dead, but the system that enabled him is not. How did a convicted offender continue to socialize with global elites? Why did warning signs go unignored? How did wealth create insulation? Why were vulnerable teenagers the ones paying the price? This scandal forces us to confront something disturbing. Power protects power until it doesn't. Emotional cool-down. At its core, this story is not about celebrities, not about presidents, not about billionaires. It is about victims, young girls who were exploited, families who were silenced, and a justice system that failed at least once. The Epstein files are not just documents, they are a mirror reflecting how influence operates behind closed doors. And the real question isn't just who was involved, but will the full truth ever be known?